Hey kids, as you can see, I just wrote Mulligan in the as the title. Give you guys a second to see this and jump back in. We had our regular amazing crowd, in the comments, and we'll go again. While we're waiting a second, let me. I'm gonna put this link back in our Telegram again, and I'm gonna put it in X as well, so you guys can jump on there. General. All right, paste. Yeah, like I was saying. Well, my audio was wrecked. Let me know if I sound like a robot or if my video's messed up or anything like that. Good afternoon. Yay, we can hear you now. All right, thanks, Tracy G. I was asking how you enjoyed the conference and how your travels were back home. Let me know. Tracy was definitely one of the highlights, meeting someone there at the No Permissions conference. Yeah, and the other things I was basically saying, the the press conference from Washington D.C. was not very specific, but they did mention, they're trying to give us regulatory framework for, exchanges and founders and builders, and that they're trying to keep things in the U.S. and basically saying everything was for lack of a better term, shout out to King Pooey and those guys. It was basically the previous administration was a shit show for crypto and did nothing but harm investors and builders both. So enough of that. Here we go. So we're live. Exclamation point and new link. Okay, so we got the new StreamYard. We should have the new StreamYard link up right now. And in is there. So jump in, oi pops. Again, connection seems good now. Good, better now. Good afternoon again. Good afternoon again. Okay, we got someone here in the green room. It's so funny.
What's up?
I was about to go live, and then right before I go live, I see that Adam from Viber Finance is streaming the press conference. And I think
so was the press conference.
And a whole bunch of people. The one so they're in Washington D.C. They had like a whole bunch of new dudes showing up, of people I've never seen before, and they're talking about crypto and regulatory framework and how they want to keep everything here. And this is basically the new internet. So it was interesting. It was worth listening to, but there wasn't a lot of specifics yet. They just talked about stable coins and a few other things they're working on, but nothing you could really sink your teeth into. So I kind of wanted to wait, see if there's any crazy news that we needed to talk about here on the show.
Yeah, I think they've done a good job of setting their vision and like setting where they want to be, but not what that's going to look like. Just that they want us to be the home base of crypto for, sorry, my little man's on his way up. But they wanted to see US be the home base of crypto for basically the entire industry. And kind of like what El Salvador was doing. Although if you noticed a few days ago, El Salvador basically stopped accepting Bitcoin as legal tender. They basically revoked that law. They were the first country to accept it. Yeah. Which is so wild because that president was so bullish. I don't know if they just got a new person in office and they're like, all right, time to change it now, undo everything over the last 4 years.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you what it said. Let's see.
Basically like a cryptocurrency hokey pokey. They jumped in, they jumped out.
Yeah, El Salvador backs away from its Bitcoin experiment. This is from 2 hours ago. Bitcoin experiment. And it says, in order to accept the $1.4 billion loan dude, this makes sense.
Okay.
Because they needed a loan of $1.4 billion from the IMF.
Mm-hmm.
They basically had to change some of their laws. So it's not they didn't believe in it. They just needed cash, and they basically needed to bow to daddy, the IMF, to in order to get said loan.
How funny is it that MF is in their initials? Out of all
Yeah,
out
seriously.
of all the acronyms they could have chose, they kind of like, yeah, that's who we are. That's the kind of
It's like a
people we
wink, wink,
are.
nudge, nudge.
That's the
Yeah,
effect that we have on people. That we're the MF
100%, hundred
in the
percent,
house.
dude.
Tracy says, I enjoyed the conference. It was amazing. Unfortunately, I got sick on Saturday, had to travel home Sunday, finally feeling human again. Oh, good. I'm glad you're feeling better. It was so cool to meet you and your husband both there, and just a lot of great people in Panama. Shout out to Randy Hilarski and No Permissions.
Yes,
Everyone
sir.
got sick, dude. Like the day that we left, Annabelle and Randy both got like deathly sick, like at
I
the
know,
end of
dude.
the
Everyone,
conference.
you guys got a little sick, and then I talked to other people that got sick. It
Yeah.
sounds like everyone on that trip eventually got sick. Either they were sick on the
Yeah.
trip or they got sick after.
Yeah, a few people got sick before the trip and didn't make it. Like we had a couple of speakers that didn't make it because
Oh,
they were
really?
sick.
Speakers that couldn't make it?
Yeah, and then one speaker, Prairie Banana, we were really looking forward to meeting and hanging out with.
Mm-hmm.
He had plane troubles, and apparently he lives somewhere in the Old West where they have to like bring the
Oh,
parts
yeah.
by Pony Express or something. So like
Yep.
he wasn't gonna make it till
I heard
basically
about that.
till the conference was over. So it didn't make sense for him to come. It was heartbreaking for both him and us. But
Yeah,
we'll get a chance to hang out with him and the PTGC crew soon
for
enough.
sure, dude.
Even if
For
we got to
sure.
travel to them, we'll hang out with them.
Exactly.
But there was just, I mean, like Chris Corrigal from Gelato, Triplet Dad from Magic Carpet Ride,
Yeah,
of course
he's awesome.
Randy, you
They're
know,
both
from
awesome.
No Permissions. Everyone has so much crazy stuff cooking that like I got on the plane. I've never been more bullish in my life than when I got on the plane. And then
Yeah.
I landed, and I was like, oh, and everyone was like, oh, Richard Hart's been hacked. Richard Hart's been hacked. He's pumping this crap, this garbage
Yeah.
that he's told us for the last decade to avoid.
Right.
Literally, I can pull up 300 hours of him being like, don't gamble, don't trade, meme
Oh,
coins
for
are shit,
sure.
blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, I get it. I always kind of stuck up for Doge because Doge had a really fun community back in the day.
Yeah.
They were the
They did.
first ones to sponsor NASCAR. They had all these crazy decentralized dance parties where they would
Yep.
just show up to a city,
For sure.
sync their Bluetooth speakers, dress crazy, and do dance parties down, like just a dance party parade wherever they were at.
Yep.
It was all about community with Doge. So Doge
Yep.
is like kind of transcended. Pepe kind of transcended because they started with the whole the vibe of Pepe, which is
Right.
basically like the underdog, you know, F you, finger to the man, we do what we
Yep.
want. Is the ultimate troll was Pepe, right? And then
Exactly.
that thing got so big and you know heavy.
So fast.
It
Billions
had
within
its
18 days.
yeah, it had its infighting and it had its own little shoot offs and craziness going on.
Right.
But still got a lot of community hanging out there.
Right.
Right. So yeah, I get off the plane. The whole world's changed. I've missed every freaking coin on
Every like meme
tire.com.
coin.
Every meme coin's gone.
Pump dot tires.
Whatever. I don't give a shit. I'm so upset. I don't know what the name of it because I truly believed, oh my gosh, like Richard's been hacked. But then
Right.
like when you see like Hexo talk about it and you see Coffee
And launch a
talk about
coin.
it, and launch a coin. Yeah, and launch a coin.
That's the wildest part is the launching of the coin part that I'm like, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's almost like he's getting rewarded for his years of loyal, you know, boot polishing, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, I don't know what the coin's market cap is, but when we had checked on here on stream when Red Squirrel had brought it up, I think it was at like 38,000 market cap. I'm sure it's grown, but you know, it's like it's gonna be hard for a lot of those to grow because, I mean, dude, it's like I said on the stream on Sunday is basically that, you know, having monitored the pump fund community for so long, we literally have our dev in the process of basically building a fork to that would go along with like the space casino theme, right? But the whole thought was, look, it's like Sambi said in his videos, like, you know, the city's expanded, a brothel's been put in, but doesn't mean the priest's supposed to go to it. Doesn't mean, you know, you're supposed to use it, but it's necessary to get other people from other chains that are into that just straight gambling mentality. Like just, you know, pick a card, any card, you know, that type of thought. And because now it's like anyone can launch a token at any moment, which is good for the chain. Like things, but we had CoinQuest before that. I just don't think it got the shine because.
But CoinQuest wasn't hooked to PulseX.
Correct. It wasn't hooked to PulseX, and therefore Richard wasn't bullish about it.
I don't know. It was hooked to 9 what was it burning? Was it burning something like they're burning Pulse or no?
I think it was Pulse. I don't think necessarily they were burning it, but I'm gonna try pulling it up. But they were
shout out to Tin Top. What's up, What's up, Tin Top? Good to see you, man. It's good to see all of you.
Very similar. Dude, it's very similar to they just use their own unique graphics, but it's very similar to Pump Fun. And it's let's see, created the most 2 days ago. So there's a bridge to pull. So there's a bridge to pull. I mean, their site's almost better than the Pump.Tires site, aside from the backing that Pump.Tires has. But let's see, if I do create token, they don't even have a obvious button that says like create. Okay, let's go. That's a harder. So yeah, you come up with the name. Oh, you can choose 9-inch or PulseX. So 9-inch. So I think this was Hexy Bastard that did this, dude. I don't think it was the HOA guys. I think it was Hexy Bastard that did this.
I definitely don't think it was a HOA because the HOA, like the Two's Pookie and all those guys they're pissed, they're bitter. Because they're like we literally have been doing nothing but memes, a meme, tornado or musical chairs bullshit, and getting people getting some volume on chain. And we were told that basically we're lepers and we need to get out of town. And then we turn around and we're like, what the? So they were they're a little bit sour grapes. I'm just bitter because I missed it. I'll be honest, I've been waiting 4 years for a pump of any kind from Richard Hart, and we've done nothing but build what we thought would be the best thing we could bring to Pulse Chain. And I still think I'm still by our product. I still love our product. It's just it's almost like being on a rocket ship and then seeing another one take off, and then seeing all the fuel in your tanks go into the other rocket ship, and you're all, oh shit, we're in the wrong rocket ship. And like I said, by the time I realized it wasn't a hack, because I said, when Hexo mentions it and stuff, it's like, oh, okay, it's clearly legit. And then it's like, okay, well, I'm really, really happy. There's quite a few people in our community that caught most and they're playing around. They're having a great time over there. And I'm happy for anyone that makes mag gains anywhere in crypto because it is such a volatile and crazy place, So, I mean, I tip my hat to you, sir. I congratulate you. I can't wait for this meme shit to soak back into the ecosystem. You saw all the money go into Solana, and granted, Solana is a little bit different, and it was easier for it to rug out of Solana. It's not as easy to rug here, but even at the same time, I mean, Richard Hart and everyone's bragging about Richard holding 80% of the supply. Right. And I've been bragging about how our smart contracts basically own 90% of the supply.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So basically, we're on the same wavelength mentally. I definitely didn't see that coming. And any of these hexagons that's oh yeah, it's 8D chess. I saw this coming. Bullshit. Bullshit. You did not know.
I didn't see it coming for Richard building it.
Yeah, Richard might have tapped a couple people on the shoulder, but no one saw this coming. Absolutely nobody saw this coming. In fact, I mean, that's why everyone thought that his account was hacked for a day or two, right? What?
Yeah, I mean, we knew the chain needed it. Or I mean, we've been talking about it, how much the chain needed it, but not for the people that are looking for longer term projects that have some staying power. Because again, the meme thing is their tokens can be launched so fast, you don't have a chance for a community to be born. The only communities that can really be tapped in it are currently existing communities, which means here's what happens: the currently existing community gets in. And you only get the people that ride that up for the first, 5, 10, 20 minutes. And then it's a race to see who sells first. And then you basically have that community tearing each other apart. from the inside when it wasn't even a new community. It was basically the community from someone that just launched a token, in just a quick second, that doesn't have any substance behind it. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I think we're going to see with some of these,
Yeah, Red Squirrel says CoinQuest was 9-inch, maybe a
Yep, but now it has PulseX and 9-inch.
It is now. I have not seen it is now for about 2.5 years.
My man.
In our streams. What's up,
Brian? That's my man.
Good to see you. You got a giant shield there. Thank you. Yeah. I scraped my winnings today. Congratulations.
Good man.
We had a lottery, and like I said, I flew home. You had a host because I'm running around doing stuff for the fam, and we had our lottery countdown, and we saw how much the evil address walked with, which was insane. Yeah. And I completely forgot we had a lottery because of this. The world
needed the new casino down. Yeah.
And the other thing was I've been watching, Dark has been in like a free fall. It fell from like $20. It's like 16-ish now. Yeah. And at first I thought another one of our, whales or dolphins had like dumped Dark to chase this. It's not at all. It's all.
No, it's the whole community. It's exactly what I called on Sunday. Dude.
Yeah. From $25 down to 16, like whatever it goes to, it's all Hart's Law. So Hart's Law is a two-edged sword, baby. Like it's going to be great when it pumps us up, which hopefully it will with this, them concentrating. Because let me be honest, I haven't seen any money come into our ecosystem at all that wasn't already here. Like, for instance, the money that's being bridged in from Ethereum is most likely hexagons and pulsicans coming back. Yeah, a lot of the bridging is stuff that went out from the pulse chain community and it's kind of being sucked back in and concentrated.
Yeah.
Into one place. And it's great to see. But like I said, hopefully we do see a lot more eyes, a lot more attention, and a lot more, hopefully it does what we hope it will. Marketing. It can't be worse than Richard twerking on top of a Land Rover with big PP license plate. Yeah, like nothing can be as bad as the outrage marketing. It was like
the only time I can almost think the timing of the outrage marketing to be working would almost be like around now-ish, right after a Pump.Tires was launched. Mm-hmm. But if there was no SEC stuff, and it was just creating so many new onboards to the ecosystem that it was it's like, all right, now it's just in the spirit of memes and in an effort to create new memes that you guys can create, like, hey, I'm going to be twerking, I'm going to be doing this and be doing that. But it's like, other than that, it can't be worse than, again, it's just that for a lot of people that don't know the Pump.Fun ecosystem, which I don't know how many people over on this chain do know it. There are a lot of things like bundlers is one of the things that people are aware of bundlers over here, but
Trump used Pump.Fun on Solana, correct?
Correct. Pump.Fun. Yeah. Pump.Tires is just.
So that's where most people found out about it through Trump's coin than anything else. It seems like.
No, Trump's coin wasn't even built on Pump.Fun.
Trump's coin was just launched on Solana.
Yep, it was launched on Solana. Then Pump Fun's been going along for almost a year. It's been a year, and it's been where anyone can create it. Again, CoinQuest they forked Pump.Fun maybe like 6 months ago. So it's been around in our ecosystem for a while, just not with the type of backing. That was like the I would imagine the BBC guys, the 9-inch guys, the big PP, because it's all about memes. And then the HOA guys have been doing their own thing, like through liquidity. And, the thing with bundlers, which exists on any chain, where basically people will they'll use a bundler along with Pump.Fun, and these services will do it where you basically spin up 20, 30 wallets. You put your amount, it buys from like 20, 30 wallets so that it creates this artificial pump. And since gas fees are so cheap on Solana and they're cheap on Pulse Chain, they basically wait for anyone to enter. Like, 1 Solana, 5 Solana, in this case, 5 million Pulse Chain, 10 million Pulse Chain, 100 million, whatever it is. And then the moment a buyer gets in, it's just like, all right, sell on to the next meme. And so it's almost just like rinsing people one by one, unless it's like people that have some staying power that are willing to put their, their faces and names behind the coin to like, to say like, hey, this is a community that we're willing to steward, which, I guess Hexo did with his, whose token is Moist. Is that one of Hexo's also? Did he create another one?
I wanted to create Moist as soon as I saw Most. I thought about Moist. And
yeah,
I don't know, but that's a funny play on words because moist is a word that really like triggers people and gives them the ick.
Yep. I
Cringe at that word,
didn't even think
moist.
about that. That's where it came from, but that makes sense that that's
Yeah.
where it came from. But do you know if it was Hexo that did it? Because I heard him talking about how he owns some of it on his stream the other day.
I have no clue. I haven't been following most of this. I did see that Shill Gates was talking about LZY Lazy, which was Sloth's coin, and I'm really happy for Sloth. And the thing is, he's added value to the community, and there's no doubt he'll add value to this coin. And I was like, how? Like if you launch on pump.tire, that it doesn't allow you to add smart contracts, tokenomics. It's got a really great liquidity model, right?
Well, that's how it starts. So it starts that way, and then it locks the liquidity away on PulseX, and so you can create another liquidity pool for said token. But it's basically like it's deployed through the site pump.tires. That's who deploys the contract, and then that's who manages the liquidity up until a certain point to where it bridges over.
Until it graduates, right?
It graduates, exactly.
Yeah. We have one I saw earlier. It was Dragon that's almost about to graduate. That one of our buddies is jumping in there. He's like,
"This is the coolest the best time to get into him is like right before graduating. Like, okay, is it Pulse Dragon? Yeah, most of these market caps are under 100,000, under 200,000.
Excuse me.
And see, that's the thing is, imagine like I'm just looking at how many on here have like market caps of 30,000, 50,000, 100,000. It's like you pile all that stuff together, and you end up with millions of dollars quite quickly. That is being just dispersed and diluted through all these coins, and someone is finding out how to basically drain those. Someone is finding a way. You know what I mean? Either people get the people get in the most early or whatever it might be. And that's the thing is they just, unless it's a solid new meme, which is hard when Pump Fun and those things have been around for so long, because it's like, dude, it's to come up with a new meme is hard. And that's why I believe there's so much value in what we're doing, because it's actual story, it's actual real community that's been around. And there's actually tokenomics and things that incentivize certain behaviors that no matter what, there's, aside from just pump up, down, there's so many different elements. And the one of the things we were saying is it could be fun because it's like, there can be like, I think Red Squirrel said he was going to do Wilhelm token, and see, it's fun for things like that are just cool for memes, right?
Yeah, it's like for a laugh. Yeah,
for a laugh. And to even, it's like NFTs kind of existed for that purpose. This almost is like, if 404s were used more often, I almost think there wouldn't be as much need for the pumped out funds. But the market is called for them. You know what I mean? The greater market at large. And it's I still don't think that's the number one way retail is going to get in. Right. I think they want to see ecosystems that have staying power. And sadly, I think the argument can be made that this has been necessary for someone to at least see it as a full chain. Like if someone wants to come over and bring $1 billion over here just to meme with, all right, cool. Then they've got the $1 billion over here to meme with. And they have a tool to meme with them. But if, like, for example, if they, even Bitcoin is full of memes. They don't have like a pumped out fund model that I'm aware of. And if they did, the fees make it more prohibitive to where you can't just jump in and out so easily. But that's even diluting Bitcoin. Like, I don't even know what the total value is that's not in Bitcoin right now, but that's just on the chain. But being in different shit coins, let me see. I'm going to ask ChatGPT.
While you're looking that up, I'm going to read these. I'm going to need to pawn my air fryer for more dark tokens. I'm selling my silver to buy dark on the next big dip. Listen, Diehard Hexakin, reach out to me or have Randy reach out to me. I will make sure you get the best deal possible for dark, because you are definitely one of our ride or dies. I would love to see you get a great deal. Red Squirrel, you can easily build on the basic meme coins launched through the protocol. The important thing for the founder is to get a big percentage of the supply.
Yep, 100%.
I don't like 404s. But I think what Don's saying is something like a 404, which,
just where there was more liquidity behind the memes. That was my point. Like
sure, behind the memes and behind NFTs.
Behind the memes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Pump Fund does.
Dragon just graduated. Huge to be part of the crew on this one.
Congrats on that win, brother.
Yeah, and we'll go around. Here's the deal: like the mystery box has provided the majority of the liquidity on Dark. 8090, are one of our badass whales, has been holding up the wrap pulse completely by himself. There's been a couple of times where the mystery box jumped in and jumped out to move some things around, but really, like, he's holding that pair up. And unfortunately for Firewell, our biggest pair is with Solid X, right? Mm-hmm. So the mystery box paired up with Solid X, it's got a whole bunch of liquid, and people are just dumping Dark for Solid X, right? And so the thing is, like, there's part of anyone.
Well, but you got Solid X is down 20% in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
And I think that I think a lot of that is the pump.tires effect. We could obviously try to analyze how much of that is just from the liquidity pairing, but I think a lot of it's from liquidity exiting and going into pump tires.
Yeah, exit liquidity. So in a way, like, we're all being used as exit liquidity as people move their attention and their economic energy over to the meme coins, which is, that's crypto stuff, just changes on a dime. And congratulations to everyone that was there and paying attention in the right place at the right time and adjusted to this. I will say that anyone that made these bets in the last 4 years has lost their ass up until now. Like, anyone chasing shiny objects, chasing memes, by the time you hear about it, you are the exit liquidity. Usually in these circumstances, it's very much a full-time job, and it's very much a race. See who can get in and who can get out. It's a lot of front running, and luckily, because they've adjusted things, it's holding the liquidity and holding some of this power on Pulse and on chain. So that's great. Something like Trinity, says Red Squirrel. So that's something that we're looking at, is Trinity and things like Trinity that give instant liquidity to NFTs in the future. And that way, no one would ever need to actually vaporize their fuel cell. They would just sell their token associated with it. But Trinity is a little different, because Trinity is 3 NFTs in one that creates a new NFT. Very cool thing they got going on over there.
Absolutely, dude.
But we just want people to be able to trade and cash out if they want to, take their profit when they want to, but leave that pinata filling with candy. That's the whole point of the game, is to store as much money. It's basically a forever stake. It's longer than 5555. It's like forever, and we don't know what's going to happen for sure at the end of this 4-year run. Like, we don't know where crypto's going to be in a year, let alone in 4 years.
Right.
But we can harness this economic energy based on some of these cool tokenomics. And the Trinity is very, very interesting. No air fryers for me. I ain't giving up any Dark.
Good man.
Monkey. Well, everyone's chasing new memes. I'm accumulating cores plus Dark, Solid X, PTGC, high quality stuff when others are looking elsewhere. Yeah, but Hex Monkey, you were with me on the boats. You were with me while people were puffing on cigars and dropping alpha out of their swimming trunks. You know what I'm saying? Like he got some inside information, just like I did in Panama, which is why we came back from Panama just exploding. You can hear me at the airport when I stream talking about the stuff that's being built is really next level. Like, if you think that we're great at liquidity providing, farming, and just the whole Hart's Law thing.
Right.
You haven't seen anything yet. Everything's about to be taken up to another level.
Right.
And I've said before, even though I hate to admit it, that crypto has taken over the gambling of finance. Like, Forex, options, stock market, whatever people are doing, Vegas, it can't compete with crypto. A 14-year-old can pull out their phone and launch a meme coin or trade a meme coin and become a millionaire overnight. You can't do that in Vegas. You can't do that in the KYC AML world of traditional finance.
Right. No.
You can't. I mean, even when Robinhood came out and opened up the trading and gambling to a whole new generation of people, they still had the on-off button, so they could just turn off GameStop the same way that Coinbase turned off Solana. Coinbase just GameStopped a bunch of people's asses during that last pump with Trump.
Yeah, they certainly did. Yeah.
When people
were letting people pull their stuff off.
So crypto has a truly decentralized way of everyone. So Hex Monkey, if you guys, I appreciate Hex Monkey. I'm just saying Hex Monkey's got some cheat codes from going to the conference. I think everyone that went to the conference came back with some upright, left, right, AB, select, start in their pockets.
Dude, which speaking of, just on a separate note, that Contra code, I was talking to my girl about this just 2 days ago, like unrelated. I was saying, how on earth in our generation, without internet, without text, did everyone know that code? Think about it.
I think it's the same. It's the same way that everyone heard like the crazy stuff, like growing up in the 90s. Everyone
like the
knew
same songs and the same
everyone knew about Magic Johnson before he had his press conference. And back then there was no internet, there was no cell phones, but everyone knew. I mean, it's word of mouth was insane in the 80s and 90s. I mean, just bonkers. We all knew. If I mention the word or the name Richard Gere, what's the first thing that pops in your mind?
Oh, dude.
Anyone in chat, type it in right here. Richard Gere. Like, this is the night. Like, this is all like crazy, rumors and all sorts of things. Milli Vanilli, New Kids on the Block. You knew weird rumors about these bands, whether you were into them or not. It was
the Pretty Woman for sure.
Pretty Woman is definitely the big one. But like there was this silly, Pretty Woman. We're just gonna stick with Pretty Woman to keep this kid friendly. But I'm just saying, like, whether it was Michael Jackson or Pepsi or any crazy things that were going on, the Pepsi jet, right? The Pepsi jet fighter, that was all that stuff was crazy. But we knew. I was a teenager in the 80s. Remember it well, LOL. Yeah, the 80s and the 90s were both an entirely. Yeah, Crypto Cat's got it. I was going to go with gerbils, but hamsters is very, very close.
Hamsters. I don't know if I heard about that. I'm going to Google it so I'm aware.
I don't think you should Google that on any browser you plan on using in the future.
Really?
But what I'm saying is, it's funny.
I'm going to ask ChatGPT. I'm going to say, what does Richard Gere have to do with rodents?
With Germans? No, gerbils, not Germans.
Well, no, they're rodents.
Rodents. Cookie Cat's dying too. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but yeah, so I think what started this tangent was that crypto is
here's what ChatGPT says. If you're referring to Richard Gere and rodents, you might be alluding to an old urban legend involving a gerbil. The story has circulated as a piece of tabloid gossip and internet folklore for decades, but there is zero credible evidence to support it. It's entirely fabricated and has no basis in reality. This kind of rumor is an example of how misinformation and sensationalized gossip can spread, often unfairly damaging a celebrity's reputation. Richard Gere himself has dismissed the story, and it remains one of those bizarre yet persistent urban legends that pop culture refuses to let go of.
Not school appropriate.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, this ChatGPT, I should say, elaborate on the urban legend, please. See, that's the smart way, is let ChatGPT, and hey, I wasn't.
Just keep nudging her. So So like I was saying, we're waiting for crypto to take over the rest of finance and governance, right? Real world assets, insurance, escrow, the stock market, everything can be switched from the secret ledgers of the past
To
to
tokenize on the blockchain.
the public ledgers of the future. That's
Mm-hmm.
literally the revolution of crypto. Is there's Excel spread. I tell everyone every time I meet someone and they're like, I just don't understand crypto. I just don't get it. I'm like, 2 sentences. 2 sentences is all you need to understand crypto. Every bank and government has an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
They're not going to show you it, or they're not going to show you the real one. They might show you one, but it ain't the right one. It ain't true.
Right.
In crypto, we have spreadsheets, but they're public. Most of them are public. If they're not public, it ain't crypto.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
all. That is the revolution of crypto is honesty, verifiability, and you still got to trust someone. You still got to trust who's running the chain. You still got to trust the validators. You still got to trust the code and the exe. But you used to have to trust a human.
Yeah.
I mean, we still trust humans all over the place, unfortunately, when it comes to banking and peer-to-peer and all sorts of stuff in our lives. But there will come a day where blockchain proves its value as honest of truth and takes over things just like the internet took over everything.
Right.
I was about to suggest Tales from the Riverbank with a mention of hamsters, i.e. hammy hamsters, the star of that show. Yes, I think we should go with that. Matt,
I think maybe
ready on conspiracy.
Listen, so it says, I don't want to read the whole thing, but basically it sounds like a gerbil had to be surgically removed. A gerbil was stuck, requiring medical intervention to remove it from somewhere where it was placed, and somewhere where it'd be a tight fit.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing a late night stream on X only so I can play some music and get a little rowdy. But when we were down at the Panama Canal, there's this giant poster that Triplet Dad's wife took a picture of. And we're just hanging out on the boat, chatting, hanging out, just me and the girl.
To hear this.
And all of a sudden she oh my gosh, and she shows us her phone. And on her phone there's this giant notice that she took a picture of. And its title is Beware of Whores. Like it was this huge warning.
WHORES, like the full
word.
word.
Whores. Yeah, beware of whores.
Whoa.
And it was basically warning all the people working down there of the ladies of the night, right? And but it's written like a snarky Reddit thread. Like it's written in such a funny way. We were dying. I had to stop after a few paragraphs. I was like, this is a stream. This is a stream right here. This notice alone is a hilarious stream. So we'll be bringing that to you late night, one of these nights when the kids.
I'm excited for that one.
And I'm gonna pull that up. It's on my phone. I had her send it to me, but it is hilarious, hilarious. In fact, there's a line in it that says, "Sailors are her meat."
What?
So like it's saying that like it talks about how like
sailors.
She's consuming, she's like devouring, and she's evil, and she's like full of anyways. But it says sailors are her meat, and we just thought we need to get in touch with Steve Stash. We need to make a coin, just like this. When you press a coin on one side, it just says "Beware of Whores." Right?
Dude, you need to make that as a meme coin. That meme coin needs to be launched right now on stream.
Boom. And then on the back, we want to say sailors are her meat.
Yeah.
Like I would carry that coin around me forever in my pocket.
Dude, you could name it Sailor Coin, and it would be sailors are her meat. And then the image would be that sign.
Watch out for those ladies that are after you, gerbil infested.
Oh brutal.
God. Things just went sideways on us. This is why ADD is so dangerous on screen, because you never know where you're going to end up. In fact, I'm going to have to share my screen here a second, because we got to bounce through our ecosystem and see where everything's at. But I mean, just everything's bananas. Everything's crazy. We'll pull up a bunch of the RH core tokens, but at the same time, going back to where it was before, the people dumping their dark for solid X is great for me because, or for anyone, because you're either going to end up with a lot of solid X, which is a killer
Right.
one, or you're going to end up with a ton of dark. Like,
Right.
if you're going to dump your dark anywhere, dump it on me. Dump it on 80, 90.
Yeah.
Like, give us your dark, because we're, you know, when you provide liquidity, you're just ECAing automatically into one of the two tokens.
Right. Exactly.
You gonna say hi?
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
She just got back from her pickleball tournament. How'd you do?
Perfect score.
Perfect score.
Look at
Extra
that.
kick got a perfect score in her pickleball tournament. Way to go.
Awesome.
All right. And she's gone. So, anyways, as Diehard just said, watch out for those ladies. They're after you. I got mine caught me. Don's woman caught him.
Yeah. They
All right,
are catching us, that's for sure.
Let me freeze my face and go into this. But like I was saying, like, part of you, like, the impermanent loss sucks when energy is drained from your ecosystem because of Hart's law. But at the same time, it's like, wait a minute, like, I'm the LP guys are getting dark for $16 every time someone does something, a transaction.
But which one's going up that it's paired to? Because that's why I'm thinking it's more of a liquidity going into memes. Because if you got one token, even though they're paired by liquidity, if you're swapping back and forth, one of them goes up while the other goes down.
Yeah. So as a V2,
Solid X being down 20%.
Yeah, you're accepting one of those two coins, whichever is people are getting rid of. And I don't think you can have enough. I don't think you can have enough solid X. I don't think you can have enough dark. I don't think you have enough pulse. I don't think you can have enough X. Because if you see PTGC, the well stepped in. So as people were dumping their PTGC to chase shiny objects, the whales were coming in and just catching it all. Like they have the gray whale and a couple other whales that are just stepping in and being like, nom, 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 nom. Later, don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Yeah.
We need a gerbil mascot. We don't need a gerbil mascot. Thank goodness she didn't come in while we were talking gerbils. Oh, whatever. No, she would be on top of all this. James, Next Rate Chick is a much bigger pervert than I will ever be. I was in the Boy Scouts and I was in the military. I don't hold a candle to the stuff she does. She is next level. And I think that's true. Most spouses, where the woman is like the low-key pervert in the relationship, and the guy like gets blamed for everything, you know.
Of course.
Anyway.
We take it on the chin.
Jump in here, hit the link and jump in here with me and Hexius and join us if you will. That would be great. I'm gonna put this on entire screen. Boom. Boom, share. All right, cool. So here we go. First place we always like to go is our first website, our favorite website in the entire world.
Absolutely.
Which is agproject.io. And as
hold on, real quick, as you're pulling that up, just one quick point to note. So Dark is down 18% in 24 hours. Solid X down 20% in 24 hours. So that's where my point is, like, all right, if they're both down, sounds like people are putting some money into the memes.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
For them to both be down.
But I was going to say, because X is a liquidity web connected to the alien tech tokens, it's been holding up Dark as well, which I don't know if they're happy about that, but we're paired with that. So Hart's Law is actually pulling up or holding up Dark with that pair, because X and the alien tokens are doing really good right now. So that's kind of cool. We got 20 days, less than 21 days for you guys till we can mint again. So that's just going right there. That's going to be J3 coming at you.
Only 9 days till the next lottery, till drawing 2, the bigger drawing.
Yeah. And if you click on tools, it's going to open up the beta page. And here's the lottery right here. The lottery was paid out 2,400 tokens, give or take. And in about 9 days, the next lottery is going to hit. So if you guys won during the first lottery, there's a good chance that you are going to win on the second as well, depending on how many fuel cells you got. But if you didn't win on the first, now you're happy because the second one's going to be bigger. The third one is going to be, 6 times bigger. So 3 times bigger, 6 times bigger payouts. Who knows what the what the dollar value of DART's going to be? But it's definitely, you're definitely going to be getting free tokens for participating in this ecosystem. If at least 1,945 people or fuel cells get paid. So that's actually the payout, the winning percentage of this right here, 121,000 fuel cells. If you do the math, each one of these is going to pay out to 1945. So 1,945 fuel cells are going to get paid three separate times, And if you got paid on the first one, you're out of the running for the second and third. At least
that fuel cell is.
That fuel cell is not your address. I should make that more clear. But then you hear the evil address. The mint's inactive for 21 more days, give or take. And then this one's coming soon. The evil address was talking crap on Adam's stream earlier. He was in there. Snap. He was in there saying, "Hey kids," and making fun of me. And I was like, I hope the collective hacks your lottery winnings. And then he shut up. He didn't say that. So that was interesting to see him showing up on other people's streams. I was like, what the? Now let's look at this, the deck screener right here. Let's look at some of these like Pulse X and Pulse. You can see that. You can see the economic energy going out of these right here back to this last bottom and then snapping back up. So it's still down a bit. Pulse X is down a bit. Wrapped Pulse, let's check out that one. I think Wrapped Pulse actually is starting to go up because of all the people talking about how much of it's been burned with all this volume.
Right.
So yeah, you can see it's going up just a little bit right here. It's popped up a little bit, but it's still down in this range right here.
Right.
So Pulse is there, and then like what was the one you were saying? It was an Ink or Solid X?
I was saying Solid X because I was just looking at one of our big tokens that we're paired to, and just saying that we're down roughly the same amount, which tells me that it's not like that one of them's being bought up and the other one's drawn down, but it's more like both have been drawn down due to Oh, dude, it's actually difficult to see because of the volume candles, but if you just look at the red, if you just look at like the 24-hour indicator on the left, you know what I mean? Like 24-hour, the 1 hour, the 6 hour, and the 1 hour. Yeah, 1984 and 24, and that's after a green candle spiking it back up, people buying it back.
What's the all-time high of Solid?
I think it's on that. No. It's
I'm on the 15-minute. That's why it's so much noise. Let me go to the daily. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy to have this thing right here, which some of this is price discovery and bots right here. Yep. So I usually, if those two candles, I don't really, yes, that is an all-time high, but it's not an all-time high that probably had a lot, because I think it was really low liquidity in the beginning, like most coins. So I don't know what the liquidity was or the volume was back here. So I'm going to actually get rid of those 3 candles there. And once it was bouncing, it was like $143. And now it's basically like almost 10. Nope, it just bounced up a little bit. Someone's munching on it. So it was about 10, but I mean, like, this is insane. As far as I know, so Solid X has a fixed supply, and they're building some stuff on top of it to buy and burn it and increase liquidity, and to reward liquidity providers. So this is something that was talked about a lot in Panama, was how do you reward people for providing liquidity so that they want to stick around and make sure that liquidity is there for trading.
Correct.
And there's some really cool ideas coming out of Solid X right now, and No Permissions and Gelato and those guys are really
absolutely doing
cool stuff.
We got best community in crypto, man, and AG for sure. But I'm saying and the ancillary ones, Solid X, PTG. Like again, we've got such a solid group of
Yeah.
people in this.
Yeah, and
in
Solid X's biggest pair is ink.
Right.
So ink's down to $1.50, which is crazy. How much money
so crazy.
People dump their ink. You can just see the last 3 days.
People are wanting to use their incentive from liquidity providing to go buy some memes, dude. And dude, I hope everyone does well. I just Solana and Pump Fund ends up leading to so many people getting rinsed, and I just don't want to see that to people that have such a long-term horizon,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Out of FOMO.
There's $28 million of liquidity.
Yeah.
Here. That's bananas. Absolutely bananas. So then you go to Solid X. Solid X had 1.5 million of liquidity back here at the top, I think. And now it's 300K liquidity. So I think when this broke, somewhere around here, when this started breaking, I think people pulled liquidity because they're like, why pay people to leave? Like 300 grand is a lot of liquidity for those that want to get out, but why have $1 million sitting there to pay people on the way out?
Right.
And like I said, like, don't take liquidity for granted. I mean, I get it. Like, you don't want to be called a rug pull. No one does. But at the same time, we've seen the OA or whoever, is running liquidity. Let me see. I'm on the wrong dark. Come on. I'm going to have to use the address. But either way, you definitely want enough liquidity for people to come in, but you don't want to basically pay people to leave. And as you say, I've got to move this bear head down just a little bit right here. This is our first bear dip of the lottery payout that lined up right with the pumped out fund. Isn't it insane? So here's the
dude. Our chart tells a story even aside from our tokenomics. It's like they just happen to match up exactly with our tokenomics.
Yep. We got interpol dump. We got ulti dump.
Yep.
And then what was this dump? There's another dump here.
It was, obviously that was the biggest, which was a 6x over the first one, but still I want to say it was it lined up with something also. It might have been the Trump.
Something crazy happened here where it was like, I think there's a whale or someone just dumping a ton of hex or pulse right here.
Yeah.
Like a silly amount being dumped there and then dumped here. So the bull didn't get its last 5-6 days of its run like we were hoping for. It was a front ran. But then, like I said, this is crazy. So the question is, what is going to happen on Valentine's Day? Is the Valentine's Day the 14th or the 15th?
14th.
I should probably get that shit straight.
Yeah.
So here's Valentine's Day. What's going to happen on Valentine's Day? Because it's either Valentine's Day. Actually, it'll probably be the day before here because this is international time, right?
Yeah.
So, is it Valentine's Day? What is going to happen with crypto on Valentine's Day? And what's going to happen on the 24th of February? Well, we get our biggest payout.
It's hard to say.
This will be our biggest payout ever.
Yeah.
Right here, because this one is set to be 14,000 dark. 14,500 dark are scheduled to be paid out on this day. And I've been hearing rumblings from the collective that they're hoping to make a big move in 9 days. And so all bets are off. This could be exciting. It could be something else. But it's definitely 14,500 now that we know is going to be paid out. So we know that 1,945 fuel cells are each going to be paid about 7.5 dark for sure. Yep. But just like our payouts with Hex, our T-share payouts, anything could happen.
Yeah,
right here. That would be bananas. Throw up a banana in the chat if you guys like bananas. Let me go back here. I wanted to remind you guys of a couple things that are still going on for the next 9 days. 2 big things going on in the next 9 days, which
next 20 days.
Yeah.
Or next 20.
but there's only 9 days left to vote for the art contest.
Oh, yes. True.
Okay, so let me scroll down here. I post way too much stuff. I repost everything. Look at this. Isn't that crazy, that the evil address? Shout out to
That's so sick.
yeah, shout out to Zephyr Trips. He's
The Zephyr
killing
Trips is talented, dude.
insane. But yeah, here's some of the fuel cell one right here. So we got this one right here, which is like a short movie with some interesting music. We got a Zephyr Trips. We got several Zephyr Trips, right? We got this one right here, which is called From Hand Drawn Art.
Yeah.
That one's an interesting piece right there. This one is not part of the contest yet because it showed up after the thing, but I think they just wanted to post this. In fact, I found this and started following Dingo138. I had no idea until I searched $dark. And then this popped up and I was like, holy cow, this guy's already into the project.
That's badass.
And he's posting stuff and we don't even know about it. That's so cool.
That's so
let's go back
badass.
down here to the other art contests. But yeah, basically there's about 13 or 14, I believe. Yeah, this one got in under the wire.
Yeah.
But there's about 13 or 14 of these that are quite interesting. This one right here actually has audio.
E-fuel cell art competition. Up for grabs 1 million collective points and 10 dark tokens. Earn your place in the future of agproject.io.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, that's so sick, dude. It's so wild.
That one's sick. Here's the boat I was talking about. It's a good time. You can see I'm wearing a fur jacket in there. And there's a lot of fun. Shout out to
your real fur jacket or your hairy chest?
Yeah, yeah. They're just like, we got Corey in the background. There's Grace going down the slide. That's so much fun. Shout out to Vets. Shout out to Crypto Bella and RG3. Everyone hanging out. They're very, very cool group. But anyways, come find this thread. I don't know where this thread is, but those are some reposts. Whoever gets the most retweets and likes out of this, out of the art contest, is going to receive 1 million collective points and 10 dark. Look how sharp I look like. I look like RG3 in this group. Everyone in crypto is a damn giant. Everyone like towers over me. I feel so safe around them, but I also feel so short. So yeah.
Corey's
anyways,
tall,
like, retweet, all that stuff. Here I am, probably checking the price of dark on my phone. And the buses were hiding out there, but yeah, vote on those. You got 9 days. When the next lottery pays out, that's when we're going to choose whoever wins the art contest. So Red Squirrel's in there, Zephyr Trips, Kate Figor's got one in there, I believe Hex Glenn, some other people here in chat. Patrick is always telling you guys to vaporize. He's got one in here as well. So let me also go. This is a place where we dropped the ball since I've been on vacation. It's Coin Market League. Shout out to Diehard Hexagon and Tracy G.
Absolutely.
Because you got to come in here every day. And look, we've fallen all the way to 19. So let's vote for that one. Not a bot. Share it. I'm going to share this on Twitter. So we get a lot of love on Twitter when we post this from these guys. So yeah, there's voting for that one. We're voting for this weird hex that it's the P hex symbol, but it's the E hex price. So I don't know who is in charge of that, but go ahead and get that. Let me go back here. And then of course, the homie that is making all this possible, that gave us a nod in this direction, Carpe Diem. Make sure you guys vote for Carpe Diem. And then let's get the rest of the stuff on here. Let's get Pulse Chain on here. Let's get Most. Let's get all the new meme coins. Let's get them up here at the top of this list so they show up on the first page. Check
them in with the whole chain
for sure. Other than that, okay, so now we're down to $15 on Dark. It's literally dropping in real time as things drop. 14. This is insane. Absolutely nuts here. In fact, let's check this out. I see a lot of bots selling. I don't see large orders. There's very few
Right.
orders over $100 here. And every big buy is followed immediately by a robot sell and vice versa.
Yeah.
But if you look at this, no one's really dumping. Like,
No. It's
these
the
are
horse
all
law. I mean, things are
pretty
just going down in the like. See
This
what
is a
Solid
big-
X is doing right now. See what Solid X is doing now. Now that we see a
Okay.
dip, see if Solid X is seeing a similar dip.
Yeah, it's going down again. A
Yeah,
little
looks like
bit.
they're positive on the hour, but yeah, they're still about 20% on the 24-hour.
Look at this. Someone took out an insane amount of Solid X right here.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that went from like $11 to $10. And
Yeah.
that's on how much liquidity is in here?
It's on some thick liquidity, which
That's on 297 liquidity, dude.
yeah.
That's insane. Let's pull this up here and see if again USD price. These are $11 buys and sells. Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
sorry. This is the price right here.
You're looking at
Here's
the
the
unit
value.
price.
Sorry, the value's over here. So a few $100 here and there, but a few $100 is not a lot. Here's a couple of $1,000 right here when it
Right.
dropped from $11. No, it's actually stayed pretty close. I'm trying to see where it like really. Here's where it dropped to $10. So these people selling right here only got $10 for their, no, they bought it at $10 right here.
Right.
So someone bought it at $10 right there. This is 121. Wow. So someone paid $121 a token when they bought $1,000 worth. So someone sold 1,000. Someone immediately bought 1,000, and they looks like they paid $121 somehow. So they must have fat fingered something, or this must be a weird limit buy or something, because that's insane. But here it shows that they paid $189
Well, that's that's what?
on a $2,000 buy.
No, that's the number of units.
Solid X. Okay, so this is how many Solid X
Yeah.
they're selling, and this is the amount that they got, that they bought or sold. Okay, yeah.
correct.
So they sold 128 for that, and here's the price. They got 1150. They got it for 1152. But yeah, these aren't actually really big. This is Hart's Law right here for you guys. Everyone that's like, I love Hart's Law. It's like, yeah, sometimes Hart Law is pretty damn cool.
We like it to the upside.
Yeah. Otherwise,
we like it to the downside when we're looking at getting good rates, though. That's when we like it to the downside.
Yeah. When Hart's Law does this, it's more like getting like Nancy Kerrigan, right? Speaking of the 80s and 90s, this is like Nancy Kerrigan.
Tanya Harding coming out with that bat with her goons,
pipe.
dude.
Yeah, just
That
taking
pipe.
out the knee,
oh,
man.
Dude, can you believe that was on national television, man? I mean, that's like that's a career assassination right on national television during the Olympics. I mean, it's just nuts, dude.
Well, banana.
So crazy that
completely bananas.
It's a crazy world in which we live.
Someone sold 200 on the Solid X chart. I went easy on the entries this time, LOL. Yeah, and here's the deal. The people that have more than one entry, they get more than one of the final, because everyone in the finals gets 10,000 points and one dart. So for every entry that made it into the finals, you're going to get that multiplied.
Correct.
So we're working on getting Red Squirrel the 1,000 dart that he claims he's owed. Very slowly. Wilhelm's throwing bananas. We got bananas in the chat. Love it.
Bananas.
What's up, John? Great to see you, man. AGOG's Nuts is holding
Indeed.
dark up. Let's check out the Nuts.
There we go. It's Nuts. Nuts is keeping us alive, baby.
Copy this. You never have too many nuts. Let's see here. You can never have enough nuts. So here's Solid X. Dark X still has 17 grand of liquidity after going down 25%.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah.
The 2 Fucks pool, we should probably check and see what that's paying, but that one's still got 17K.
Yeah.
Here's the dark. Like I said, this one's only got $5,000 of liquidity, and that's mostly 80-90. That's literally just getting dark at a crazy discount.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
By putting up that V2. And then of course Queen 2, Dark and Nope has $8,000 of liquidity. Dark Nuts. Okay, so here's our Dark Nuts. Let's take a look at this one. It's got 5K of liquidity, which is not bad at all. In this,
Not at all, dude.
Dude, $200 is a decent amount of liquidity in this market. Look at this right here. Look at that right there.
Someone looked like they bought some nuts right there.
Someone said, "I'm done with dark. I'm going all nuts. I'm going nuts. Going heavy into nuts."
Yeah.
Let's go to the daily chart. A little less noise, but yeah, look at that candle right there. Holy macaroni. 20 down 24%. So somebody is much more interested in nuts than dark right now. And that is crazy. I wonder if there's any good buys here. Just a sea of red cells, but no big ones that actually stand out here. Yeah, $9, $13.
Hey, listen, keep creating entries, everyone. You know
Here's
what I mean?
$22. One of the biggest cells is like $22.
Yeah, I'm looking at the total on the right side, but it's hard because I'm trying to see it through. I look at the total value.
11 cells and 1 buy.
Yeah.
In the last 24 hours. So again, like, people are just giving us their dark.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm never gonna turn away dark. I'll never say no to dark.
No.
You're providing liquidity, but
especially with what's happening with the chain and what's happening with the ecosystem, it just makes me more bullish on longer term time horizon projects that have their own tokenomics and mechanisms for market stability over a long term. You know, its own built-in volatility, but you know, a use case that stays the same, which is, you know, the fact of the entries into the yield pool essentially, and the lottery is the cherry on top.
Yeah. At one point, a dark was worth 1.6 million nuts.
Yeah.
And now you can get a dark for 800,000 nuts.
Damn, dude.
So if you're sitting on some nuts right now, or if you're sitting on some dark right now,
yeah, either way,
you're getting some crazy amount up here.
Yeah.
But oh man, that's crazy. Let me show you guys something that I'm going to show you guys something that the PTCC guys used to do to flex. This is not a bad chart by any means. I mean,
definitely not.
The SAC price was anywhere from $2 to $15, I think.
Yeah.
Most people got in dark around $2 to $6 on their SAC price.
Yeah.
So still doing better than SAC, but this is what people like to do. Is I like to go into the pulse, like measure us against pulse.
Right.
And check that out. We're doing pretty good on pulse. We've gained a decent amount on pulse. I think it was like 27x before this red candle.
Yeah, that's the chart that I like. I mean, that's always an important chart right there. It's like the ETH BTC chart, right?
Yeah, we obviously believe in pulse because we launched on pulse.
Right. But
yeah, you're looking at 19x, almost a 20x on pulse.
Yeah.
In the last, how many days old are we? It's just saying 72 bars, and I missed.
It was November 22nd, 11/22. So
74. I think we're 74 days old.
Yep.
74 days old, and yeah, good times. Good time. Not a bad chart considering it's against the the L1.
Not at all.
It'll be really interesting to see if when Pulse really pumps, how exaggerated us and PTGC and SolidX and all those guys go.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And like I said, the biggest dump of them all turned into this crazy hammer candle last time.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We got a small community here. you know. So don't look at the nuts chart, lol. On the flip side, Hexo's token is flying. It is. Let me
What's
see,
that?
what
What's
is it?
the
Yeah, what's
let me see what the
Hexo's
market cap
token?
is. It's Hexos. Let's see.
Here's
Hexos.
most. There's PulseX, Trump, Pump, Inc. The Pump token, I couldn't tell if it was.
Oh, Hexos is at 353 market cap now. 353,000 now.
What's the name of his?
Hexos.
Oh, just Hexo.
HEXO apostrophe S. Yeah. Go to Dex Screeners. Type in Hexos.
Here it is. Here it is with
It's like a cereal, like instead of
wrap
Cheerios,
hole.
like Hexos.
So this is 63,000 liquidity paired with wrap pulse.
Yeah.
And you said there was 300,000.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm not seeing here. Let me.
Oh damn! The most wanted token's up to 15.5 cents right now. That's crazy.
Yeah. So here's Hexos against Pulse. Doing
Looks like
pretty good.
Looks like just in the last what? These are the 15-minute candles. So
Yeah, here's the daily
last.
candle.
Yeah.
It started at 4 zeros and a 5, and it's up to half a penny. Nope, it's up to 5/100ths of a penny. So it's up there. It's got some liquidity. It's going good for. I mean, good for. I'm really honestly happy for everyone. I'm just wondering what happens next.
Yeah.
Like we've basically tapped out our economic energy
as a chain. You're saying
in our community. So our community
as a chain. You're saying as a
yeah.
chain.
I think everyone who's going to ape in has aped in. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Or wait for some signals of some more external entrants.
Sure. And we don't know how much RH is willing to pump into these.
Or what? Right. On the memes, I mean,
or what tokens he's willing to pump into these. We don't know.
Yeah.
I was lucky to see Hexo's stream about the token got in on early. Way to go, Red Squirrel. Way to go. I believe when Maximus,
it was brought up on our stream, dude. People brought up like Hexo token entrance when it was like at $38,000 market cap on our stream on Sunday.
Yeah, Diehard says, I believe when Maximus said you're going to the moon at the conference, put me all in. Yeah, he's pretty damn adorable, that Maximus. He's a way better salesman than I am. Everyone was wanting to take pictures of him at the conference. And of
Maximus,
course,
the younger one.
Yeah, Diehard Hexcan has some vested interest in little Max, let's just say. So very cute, very fun. I can't wait till next year. I really can't. I'm excited for next year.
I'm excited for it too. I can plan it better this time. Make sure I'm there.
Yeah. Well, and here's the kicker. There were some sponsors for the event, and everything was top notch. The food was great, service was great, the audio video was great. The hotel that they had it at was just absolutely beautiful, great hotel. And then he was telling me like how much they're into this conference. It was literally a fraction of every other conference that I've been to.
That's bananas.
Fraction. Dude. I mean, like fraction.
How much of that do you think is superior planning versus Panama?
I think equal parts. Like equal parts that Annabelle's on the ground. Annabelle has connections. She's from Panama.
Very, very true. Yep.
Grace, also known as Chris, he was the one jumping down the slide, and him and his wife were just, he was everywhere, getting every time he turned around, he was busy fixing something, setting something up, taking care of something. It was really, really just amazing. And we went to the Panama Canal, right? And we're sitting there watching the big IMAX movie about the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
And I got lost, and Annabelle is like, come with me. So it was almost like a school trip, like field trip with kids. She was like our teacher. She's like, follow me. So I end up like sitting next to her, and I get this coughing attack in this movie theater. And I'm like sitting there, like trying to be as quiet as possible and keep my germs to myself. And before I know it, she's like unwrapping a cough drop from her purse and handing it over to me. So like, I don't know how service gets any better at a conference.
No, dude, you can't get better than that. Like the host
Like
literally,
being mothered.
like the moment you cough, it's like dang.
She was there. Like she's a mom though. Like she knows how to take care of people. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
So like yeah, both that and then everything was like we were going to places that would probably cost $200 a plate in Vegas,
Yeah.
and the food was like $100
Total or per plate?
like per person. I mean,
So about half price.
like yeah, if you went to like a really fancy place,
Oh yeah.
and you bought a lot of stuff, including alcohol, you're looking at like $200. Where
Oh yeah.
if you did that on the strip in Vegas, just $1,000.
Yeah.
Same meal,
Easy.
same ambiance. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
So-
the beautiful thing about, I mean, having done a lot of travel across the world, you know what I mean, and eaten some of the countries that compared to the US dollar, you know, the dollar's a lot more powerful. It's bananas what we'd be able to eat the equivalent of, you know what I mean? It's I mean, things that would, if they were even spotted by a Michelin reviewer, you know, would at least get a Michelin star, and which in the US would put them at, you know, certainly, especially if it's 2 stars, like hundreds up to thousands of dollars a plate. And, or at least for the experience, it's 5, 9, however many plates they bring out. But it's just, you're able to get so many other things in the world for so much cheaper. You know what I mean? It's, makes it interesting to see what would happen if we end up actually, and not to get political, but if we actually end up with a trade surplus rather than a deficit, and that becomes the strategy over income taxing. Like Trump said that clearly. He's like, you know, we used to not be big on income taxing. We used to get it from basically taxing other countries and having a trade surplus. Then we went to a deficit, and so we started doing an income tax system. And he's like, it'd be great to see if we could go back to what we had. I mean, dude, that would be, if things are so booming, you know what I mean? Either prices would skyrocket, or they dip, because you'd have people with more money to enter the market to compete more, which would drive prices down. You know, so it's just an economic, interesting thing to study.
Yeah, and in everyone accepts dollars too, so you can go down there with
of course,
cash, and it's just like it's seamless. Like they might give
they will happily take the dollars.
They give you change in dollars, which a lot of places they don't give you change in dollars. They
of course
give you change in their currency that they don't want.
Yeah, they want it exactly.
Here, they would give you like a mix. So like if it was the coins, it'd be the pesos. If it was dollars, it would be US dollar bills back.
Right.
But they all hate giving change.
Yeah.
Like, so you'd give them a 20 and they'd be like asking you for change. And you'd be like, oh shit, is this like $20.50 for this? No,
Right.
You give them 50 cents, they give you $15 back. And you're like, they just hate change.
Yeah.
Absolutely hate it. They're not into making change.
No.
At all. So
no, that's common. I mean, a lot of countries went to PIN card systems even before we had PIN cards. You know what I mean? Like where you put the card in, it was just swipe. I mean, I could do it for like 5 years in Europe before US was doing it. Like I was inserting card and having to, you know what I mean? Like I had to have a card with a chip on it from the ABN AMRO account. Like it was a Dutch account. And it's US didn't get on that tech till like 5 years later. You know what I mean? Now you insert your card everywhere or tap, right? But
yeah. In my bank, I was using US Bank, but it was like little tiny fees, like 40 cents.
Oh yeah.
38 cents, $1.40. Just these little fees of them like doing paying whoever they had to pay in Panama, which was worth the trouble it takes in some countries of going and exchanging, because you're like, okay, how much money do I need? You're trying to burn exactly what you want minus a couple of pesos for the kids when you come home. Yeah. Right? Like that's your whole idea is like, okay, maybe I'll bring a couple of pesos for the kids. But here it was just like, yeah, whatever. You know, you can use your card, you can use cash. Everything was inviting, safe, easy. Yeah. It was really cool. Really, really great. Believe in Yourself says, I'm experiencing vaping envy. I gotta go outside to do it. I still have memories of paying 200 yen extra for special hot curry in Akihabara, Tokyo. There was some pain involved. Truth. Yeah. I bet you a lot of these people that have traveled have stories and remember how difficult it was.
For sure.
To transact in another country.
Well, dude, I remember back in the day, it was about you bought traveler's checks literally in the US. And then you'd go to the foreign country and just at your hotel. I mean, you could find better exchange rates elsewhere, but it was always just so convenient. You check into your hotel, you'd give them the traveler's check, and then they'd give you cash right there in the lobby. And that's how you had to deal with it. They'd also give you tips like avoid this, avoid that, but the liquidity pool is basically like for travelers checks in the local
It was
currency.
an LP.
Hotel. They
The
were the
hotel
LP.
front desk was the LP.
Exactly. And then cards changed that, but Amex is still pretty good about fees internationally. Like they're pretty good about keeping them low.
Mm-hmm.
But it's once everything goes blockchain, dude, it's that'll be so interesting to see. That'll be so interesting.
We still don't have a P2P system like app on our phone for crypto.
Not one that's like Venmo necessarily. I mean, there are good wallets out there, right? Like you can just you scan just like you would Venmo, and it's the same thing. Like Rabby's pretty good at that. Like there's an easy button for that. Phantom Wallet on Solana is really good at it. That's why I would love to see Phantom add Pulse Chain because they're just such a good wallet. But I think they're also paired with the chain that they're native to, which is like Solana and Sui. But I think it requires just a really solid wallet and front end, and also fast transaction settlements, which Pulse Chain is good for that compared to. I mean, imagine doing Bitcoin peer to peer in the real world. Like, dude, it's just I know Lightning Network, etc. But dude, I had to do a Bitcoin transaction a few days ago. Like I could have caught a better rotation, but I was swapping a little bit of Bitcoin for some ETH, just trying to think that I was catching a good rate, only to see Bitcoin or ETH go like, and Bitcoin go, then Bitcoin right up a little bit, and Ethereum still stay there. But dude, it was like just for to count on the transaction to settle fully on Bitcoin. It's like, dude, it just can't happen. So I think chains like this have a better stab at that, even if it's just, I just think it does.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, I mean, obviously you want to stay decentralized, use the IPFS that people are using on their laptop because it's more secure and can't be turned off.
Yeah.
But hopefully we see something with the validators where they're able to handle those spikes in volume so that the bridges aren't taking as long. It took me 4 hours to bridge money.
Remember I heard that from your messages yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, well, the thing was like you see the confirmation, like you see the 96 confirmations, right?
Right.
And then the transaction gets stuck, and so you're like,
right.
If this fails, because I mean, eventually all the networks go through and clean up all the stuck transactions and nonces and all that jazz.
Right.
Is it revert back to my original wallet and original coin, or does it eventually? And eventually, it showed up on the other side.
Right.
But I'm like, that's so weird because once you get through the 96 confirmations, you're like, okay, like it's done. But
right.
It's not always done. So.
And that's where you want to trust your bridges. I mean, I like the simple swaps. The Change Now is very similar to protocol, where it's, you pay a few % haircut, which is never fun, but maybe like 1.5%, but it happens, but you just got to wait. Cause it's like, you wait for that initial transaction and then you're trusting that bridge, essentially that protocol to handle the rest. But if it doesn't, especially on a decentralized one, like the Pulse bridge, then it's, it's where not centralization, but some governance or some monitoring help make sense somewhere, some places.
Yeah. And speaking of which, I'd set up my account with Old Glory Bank.
Yes.
And I've yet to connect it to my regular bank account, but I'm going to practice on ramping and off ramping a couple $100 here and there.
Good idea.
On OX Coast. I've still got my token locked up. It's still like $80. It's probably cheap as hell right now. If you locked up 100,000 of their tokens, which were the time tokens or the weight tokens.
The weight tokens, yeah.
The weight tokens.
Time was internet money.
It drops your fee from like 3% to 1%.
Yeah, it's killer.
And back in the day, it cost me like $80 for 100,000 of their tokens. And now less than that. I'm sure it's less than that today.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they probably have seen a spike up since they've been back online, or at least since the bank relationship got back in. But
yeah, I'll definitely let you guys know how that works because that's, I think, going to be faster and easier than the bridge because you're just minting your own stable coins and burning your own stable coins with them.
Yep.
Diehard Hexon says, "LOL, Traveler checks. It's time for a new system. Maybe we have it already in the works. DeFi rules." Sounds like
It's
Diehard
true.
Hexon knows something we don't. Sounds-
Hey, wait, real quick. What's the So it was 100,000 tokens.
Yeah, 100,000 tokens that you lock up. How much are the tokens right now? Like
It's
$50?
307992. So it looks like about the same.
So wouldn't that be like 37?
80 bucks,
30?
79.92. Yeah, it's just. I mean,
Oh.
you just moved. Yeah, it's basically
Yeah.
$80 still.
Yeah, and if you're moving, more than $1,000 onto an exchange like Gemini,
Makes a big
Coinbase,
difference.
one of those, you're going to lose that, and you're going to lose $100 of fees right there, just like
Yeah.
pretty quickly. So, yeah, that's a great deal. Great deal. I'm thinking if there's anything else we want to cover, we can pull up the most chart. If you guys want to check out the most chart, I know a lot of you guys got in on that, and I'm really happy for you. Like I said, I'm wondering when the core tokens pump that we were I've been a good little boy and staying as much as I can in the cores. Obviously
Right.
X is a great one to the alien technology. Gelato is a
Absolutely.
great one, and Solid X is a great one.
Absolutely.
And they're all tied so deeply into the core tokens.
Right.
So like it's kind of like
It's like a hedge.
yeah, it's like a hedge or like a substitute. Like you're one step removed from the core tokens.
Yeah. Right.
So, but then I thought, Hex on Pulse is probably the first one's going to pop when things move. So I sat in Hex like a good boy, getting my ass kicked.
You're just doing what happens with most people. You're seeing some people get some wins that came unexpectedly from something else, and it's natural. It's that FOMO, you know what I mean? And it's like And now it being a Richard token, like it most being a Richard token, well, we assume, you know what I mean? Like we have reason to assume, then it gives it some value. And Hexo, again, Hexo is like a community token, but these don't have tokenomics at the moment, and nor do I see anyone building them for them, because I think one of the things maybe, and I haven't seen Hexo's full stream about where he talks about it, but if his thought process is, yes, I'm pushing the buttons, but the protocol is launching the token, so technically I'm not doing anything. You know what I mean? That could be part of his thought process. Is like, hey, I'm just creating a meme. It happens to put it on the blockchain, and it happens to put some liquidity in it. I don't know. It's just
think about it. Like everyone was, and this may still happen. I'm not shit talking PDI, but the PDI on tires.com
that was the meme.
Is way more likely to peg, it looks like, than the other one that everyone was like betting on and hoping on and saying Richard's behind this.
Even though PDI on chain actually has some although complex, etc., but some reasons of why it could logically reach that. Of course, I still think that it either way surpasses it or it stays below it. Like it's so hard to keep it stable unless the whole maker product, you know what I mean? Like there'd have to be all the things that have been without going in 5-hour stream. But whereas the other one, it's the new shiny thing, and so more people run into it. So it's going to look like it's going to peg higher, which then makes the narrative seem that much closer, which then makes people ape in harder, which means the people that bought it first or whoever minted that. Because when you mint a meme on pump.tires or pump.fun, I didn't even know .tires was a suffix, you know what I mean? Like it must have been created for tire stores, but I knew fun was, but pump.tires I didn't know until then. But when you mint one on pump.tires, gives you that optional choice of, do you want to buy any of your own token? And if so, how much, right? And 200 million pulse instantly bonds it to the curve, and then you own 100% of the supply. Right. And then you can basically sell it back in through that liquidity that was used that it was graduated and locked over with. And technically you can't lose any money because you own all the tokens, and, all you can do is basically extract your pulse back out minus the fees. Whereas, if you bought some of your token early on, then you're the first in. Right. And so that's where I don't know the distribution with PDI. And that's where the bubble tools will be so interesting, and the bundler expose tools will be so interesting to see as these things come over, because I think that we're going to see some bundling scams hardcore in this protocol. And that's not bad for the protocol. It just means more scammers have entered. And again, we have to have the place for scammers on this chain in order to be a big chain. You know what I mean? We need if you want to be a big city, you better have the brothel, as Sami had said. Even though Sami didn't seem too happy about Pump Dot Tires either, until he creates Sami token, then he'll probably be happy.
Yeah, Sami's been saying the power of, like, this is the year of memes. He's been saying it for a year and a half now. He was like,
ever since he missed Pepe, because I remember he told a lot of people, stay away from Pepe, stay away. Like, he was hardcore telling people stay away. And I don't blame him. I mean, he was going off of like what made sense at the time, but it just had that supersonic movement and it went up so much. And then it kind of made a lot of other things realize like, oh, we could just do meme coins where it just doesn't do anything. It's just a token with a meme. And, a lot of scamonomics that came in place, but it'll be interesting to see which ones survive and which ones end up just being pulse rearrangement tools. That's a good name for a token, PRAT, pulse rearrangement tool.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it is.
We've got, I believe that, I have an OX Coast account. Do I need to be a U.S. resident for Old Glory account? I don't know if you do or not. I bet you most banks in the U.S. will accept people from outside the U.S. I think you just have to provide more of your country's documentation so that they're not worried about it.
Just got to show you a real person. Yeah.
You rock that Nope hat, Max. My son appreciates you. We appreciate
Yes,
you, diehard Hexkin, for bringing Randy.
And for that cough drop for Max right
Boom.
there.
Right there. Thank you. Believe in yourself. Adore my son and his achievements. That was the thing that like I struck home, was like, I'm the one that's saying community. And sometimes you just need a billionaire.
Yep.
I mean, not that Richard Hart doesn't have community. He has a huge community. He has the best community. Right. But if you look at the other ones, like the alien ones, they started with some cool tech and some whales. And then they slowly started building the community daily with their streams and their education. But man, I don't know. I don't know where this is going to shake out. I still believe we're in the right place at the right time. I still believe in blockchain. I think that Richard had his game plan of writing Ethereum when it did its pump and then moving it over to Pulse. It's what we all assumed was going to happen. And then I think Richard was shocked when Trump did his meme coin right before inauguration, and then
which he has heard from the SEC from, by the way. They have filed a case against Trump about that as of last week. But I'm sure that goes away soon once the new SEC head is there, that reports to him. They would be like, oh, you know what? That's not a case we want, which is bullish for Richard, because it's like, if you're going to drop one crypto prosecution case, you kind of have to drop all the active ones unless they're clear, like pump and dump, or clear just rug pull. You know what I mean?
Right. And we're going back to Randy. Randy is a master at building community and showing people trust and building credibility. He's always done what he said. Like, I remember he was trying to launch some crazy token a while ago, and a whale hooked him up, was funding him tens of thousands of dollars to get this thing launched. He ended up not launching it, and then he paid the whale back. Yeah. And the whale was like, this is the first time anyone's ever paid me back.
Such a dude. You just don't see that. I mean, that just shows integrity. Like, Randy's a man of his word, dude. And that's, you don't see enough of that in this world, let alone, I mean, especially crypto. You just don't see enough of that, period.
Well, and you see people with the Solid X being dumped, or, whatever he's doing, whatever he has to do to make it right for the community, he's always done, even at a personal cost to him.
Yeah,
which is he doesn't have to do some of the stuff he's done. We would all understand if projects fail. Like, they relaunched a couple of tokens that he was tied up in, and him and the founders came out of pocket to make everyone whole. Yeah, you don't see that in crypto.
You don't see that in regular business at all.
In crypto,
you see the opposite, which is, all right, new token, next thing, new token, next thing, new token, next thing, new token, next thing. And without making anyone right that was that believed in you the previous time, so that's That's admirable, man.
Yeah, and something that Triplet Dad told me in
Another
Panama,
solid dude.
another super solid dude.
Yep.
We are talking out there, and he's like, "You have to trust somebody, no matter,
Yep.
even if you're a coder, even if you're a founder, no matter what you do, if you're a whale, you're gonna have to trust someone eventually."
Yep.
He said, "When you find someone you can trust, lean in."
Yep.
And that, I think, is really amazing advice for crypto founders, participants, everyone in crypto. When you find someone you can trust, lean in.
Absolutely.
You gotta trust somebody. So yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
really happy. I'm happy with the company that we keep and the people we're associated with, for sure. I'm still completely shell shocked. Like, I believe Richard was completely shell shocked when everything bypassed Ethereum and went straight into Solana. I don't think Richard was ready for that. I don't think anyone was. I don't think Solana was ready.
I don't think
for
he
that.
was patient for it. I still think. I mean, dude, Trump just loaded up on a bigger bag of Ethereum yesterday. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think Ethereum's turn's coming, and therefore, we're like Sami says, like we're like a hyper leverage play on Ethereum. Like a rubber band play on Ethereum, like a slingshot play on Ethereum is what he says.
Yeah.
And so I think it's coming. It's just people need to get tired of, dude. But people, it's like our community is seeing this pumped out tires, and I'm not hating on it at all. Like, I think it's extremely fun for the chain. The chain needs it, and I see a whole community of Solana that people are so tired of it on Solana. They're so sick of it. They're just like, dude, enough. Because they're seeing. Imagine how much higher Solana could go if everything wasn't just getting diluted into all of these other, billions of dollars in these other tokens that aren't in Solana, And I think they're just seeing how much it's wrecking the chart. But at the same time, it's saving it, because I think that Solana would be about $60 if it wasn't for pumped out fun. I think it brought utility to the chain as well. So it's, hopefully we see a raise like that if people want to, because I think it's got a better use case on Pulse than I think it does on Solana, because I think gas fees will ratchet at a higher rate as things get massive volume. They'll still be cheap and affordable compared to Ethereum, but it won't be as close to just complete zero. And there's a little bit of wait time, whereas Solana is so much more instant that it's like, it just enables the scammers faster, where it's like, if you're truly building a community, you want to create a fun meme and you want to build a community around it, you don't need such quick enter and exit times. You know what I mean? It's like, because you're not looking at doing a pump and dump. And that's what Solana's become so good at, is pump and dump. It takes no energy to do it, no financial energy to do it. Whereas gas fees on Ethereum, some people were pointing out, like it almost does become like a gateway to value, like a protector of value to a degree, because scams become less incentivized to launch on something where it costs a few $100s to launch something versus literally nothing, True.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna hit these right here. Diehard Hexagon. It's my pleasure. I'm trusting you both. We are honored by your trust that you put in.
Very honored, man.
And we appreciate you being part of our community.
Yes.
I was listening to these people who've been all posting, all these people in Trump's administration and all these like secretary of whatever, and they're all like super bullish, and they're talking about Bitcoin, right? So they're like, Bitcoin this, Bitcoin that, like blah, 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 blah. And it sounds like back in the day when boomers could wrap their head around email, it sounded like boomers being like, let me tell you what the internet is. I can send a letter to my grandson in 12 seconds with no postage. That's what the internet is. And it's like, no, you dumb shits. That is the tip of the iceberg. That's the first use case. That's the first like experiment in a blockchain that didn't die, because there was no door to kick in by the alphabet boys to kill it, like there were all these other alternate forms of currency people were working on for freedom. And so you just hear them like talking about there's only gonna be 21 million.
Yeah.
And it's like, except for the 18 forks.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Which dilutes it quite a bit.
And I don't plan on being around in 2140.
Yeah, no, I don't.
So I don't know if there's gonna
unless Sense Foundation or whatever he's now calling it, like whatever Aubrey de Grey's now focused on, unless that just starts killing it, and they come up with some serious longevity tools that are like, hey, you want the 100-year package or the 500-year increase package? Which one do you want? You know, I mean, dude, we could see some crazier things.
Yeah. My goal. So we had a crazy thing happen when we were in Panama. Our 22-year-old son, 23, our 23-year-old son, when what they call DKA, right? Where he basically like he was falling into a coma because of his blood sugar spiking, right?
DKA,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, they call it DKA, which is I forget what it stands for, but it's
I'm gonna find out what it stands for.
So we're sitting there when a long time ago, when our oldest daughter was like 9 or 10, she the same thing, like she was acting really funny, she was really sick. My wife
diabetic ketoacidosis. Yeah, diabetic. Yeah.
So she went through this a long time ago. She's like 20. She's 25 now. I should know my kids' ages. She's 25 now, but she got type 1 diabetes when she was like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And so we were like, my wife obviously really got into diabetes and like how to take care of her and help with all that stuff. And as a family, we all went and got our blood tested because there's an antibody that they think might run in families. And we all like got fine. We were all without it. But we were in Panama. My 23-year-old was watching the younger kids. And all of a sudden we get like this text like, oh, he's in the ER. He's got the same thing. And he's 23. Like the chances of you getting type 1 diabetes after the age of 18 are like 10% or something. It's very, very low. It's why they call it juvenile diabetes, because almost everyone gets type 1 when they're a kid. And so he went through this. And of course, you know, Jamie's freaking out, like, do I need to come home or whatever? Luckily, we had been through this with our other daughter. So when we found out that he was in the hospital and he was like, they were managing it and bringing it back down. And we understood, man, this really, really sucks for him, but he's going to be okay because we'd been through it with our daughter. But that just happened recently. And so it makes me think about the SENS Foundation and stem cell research. There was the stem cell guys down in Panama talking about their stem cell clinics and the difference between high quality stem cells and low quality. They run them.
Big difference.
They've actually got one in TJ, just right across the border.
I know about that one. Yeah,
San Diego, you can jump in that one, and of course they take crypto. They're just really cool guys. But I'm just thinking, like, when can we fix the pancreas?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Going into the health stuff. So that's been kind of interesting. And luckily, like I say, he's pissed about it. It's a very inconvenient disease to have.
Yeah, I'm gonna be praying.
It's not a death sentence like it used to be. Like they used to call it something crazy, and people would just get high blood sugar and die from it.
Yeah, dude. It used to be so deadly, dude. It did.
Yeah.
Diabetes alone, you know, diabetes alone, just anything diabetes. I remember it was such a life limiting disease. Now people can manage it. Cyber ray vision.
Cyber ray vision. Just curious, what MG is the nick in that vape?
Since you're asking, I'll tell you, it's a 5, which where I live, California, my spot out there, they basically completely banned all flavors and have for years. So you have to get them from like these gas stations that they say they're not flavored, et cetera. And those have higher nicotine, but this is a 5. But I'm going to go grab a bunch of 1s here on the next round because I used to vape like 10 years ago. I was an early adopter to vaping, just like I was an early adopter to crypto. Same year, literally 2013. No, I got into vaping 2011, 2012, but 2013 was crypto. Bitcoin, and it's like, dude, it was so different back then. And I got in 2014, 2015, I was vaping nothing but 0 nicotine, just for the oral fixation part. And then, you know, decided to pick up some nicotine. And the thing is, I can if you put a 0 in front of me and I was vaping, I probably wouldn't even tell the difference. Like, I don't even like, I can go if I have to sit down for 4 hours without, I'm fine. It tastes good when I pick it up, but it's more this. You know, and so but yeah, that's the milligram is 5.
Well,
and mixed salt's at 24.
nicotine by itself is actually very healthy for a lot of things.
it is.
They found that nicotine was actually helping people against COVID. So like the smokers, like cigarette smokers, were doing better during COVID than the non-smokers. And that's
dude, everyone thought I was on my 40th birthday. We were supposed to have like a big hurrah for it. Like, we had family in from Germany. We were doing all types of things, but my fiance and my he was a baby at the time. He was born that year. He they got COVID hard on the birthday, and so we basically had to just cancel it. But everyone in the house got sick, and I ended up quarantining from my fiance, but with the little guy because she couldn't take care of him, and so but I never got it. And I was the one that was basically vaping, you know what I mean? So I had all the mad nicotine, and it took me like another 2 years almost to get COVID, and it was a mild case,
We could do an entire stream on Don's box of parts. Dude, the dude has coils that look like they came out of the flux capacitor and Back to the Future. Like, the dude has parts that will blow your mind going back.
Dude, I've got handmade like one pieces like that are just the battery holder. They don't even have the atomizer part. Just basically a battery with a button from Holland from 2015 that were like made with like belt old like coins as like the conductors. Like, it's crazy. I've got easily like 15K worth of I mean, it wouldn't be worth that now unless some have gone, but they're like one of like 200 runs of like certain atomizers and things like that. Now I just buy these cheap disposables because they're so easy conveniently. Because I sit there and use a drill to twist my own wire to build my own like type of coils. Any vapor out there from back then will know what I'm talking about.
Dude,
there's a small community of us that used to build our own back before you could really.
Literally, it looks like parts to a time machine.
Yeah, they do.
Like, they're not small. They're not inconspicuous. They're not these cute little pens that people have today that like can fit behind your ear. These are like fucking tank contraction, like just bizarreness. So
Dude,
you have to break those out sometime. We'll go through your part.
I will, dude. I have a big tub
the name
like
of a
two of them up. Maybe we'll do some auction off to any vape enthusiasts that want some old, like rare things that were worth like $1,000 at one point.
A keto diet may be beneficial for generational imprints. True. Yeah, he's basically keto now. I mean, he can eat some carbs, but it sucks. F vaping, just smoke tobacco like a real man.
Dude, I know. That's the convenience of having to go outside and do it, and I can't in my office area. Like, I could do it down here, but it just it would get nasty unless I stuck to cigars.
Well, like, there were so many cigar aficionados down in Panama. Like, I basically just breathed secondhand cigar smoke the entire time we were down. Oh yeah, he was puffing on some. Him, RG3 is walking around with this humidor that looks like a full blown. Like, it was bananas. How
was it? Like a leather pouch humidor that like you basically travel with the cigars in?
Yeah,
big old. I've done that.
There was this place in California where the entire store is a humidor.
Yeah.
So the whole store is a humidor, and they were all talking about going to this place. And I'm like, y'all need Jesus. Like, you guys have a
cigars
problem.
Are a thing. Like, when you get into cigars, it's hard. Hey, dude, I have to jump off real quick, but if you're still on, I'm gonna jump back on. Check the private chat. I just sent you a message.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool.
5%.
I love 5% for outside. Got to go into 2016. Was smoking 2.5 packs a day. I have a DNA 250C lipo box with a 30 mm 510 connector and an older lost vape mod, and Vandy vape, one that is waterproof but only one RBA, one Genesis style dual coil. I have a Stream Crave plus V2 as well. I am a Smoke Nord 5, but I clean the coils so they last a long time. He left at the wrong time. He would know what language you're speaking. Believe in yourself. That is all Greek. That's all crazy. Let me check the private chat real quick. Yep. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so anyways, I don't think I'll be back on. I think he'll be a little while, but Anti-Gravity Project. There's only 1 million tokens. I should pull up the fuel cell count, because the fuel cells are like our T-shares here. So the person with the most fuel cells, I believe in the future, is going to do really well, especially in journeys 1, 2, 3, and 4, where the yield is 3% to like 1.8%, I think, that they split. That's going to be very interesting to see going forward. Also, go and vote on your favorite piece of art, especially if it's your own art. Do as many likes and retweets as you can. Get your friends and family to get that out there as far as possible, because honestly, especially with the tire.pump thing going on, punching through the noise is insanely hard. And the two things that really set us apart as a community and as a project are the art and the story. And so shout out to the people that have been doing reviews on the book. I'm going to start doing some workshops at night as well, where we talk about going through chapter by chapter, implementing, making sure that we bake in the tokenomics, making sure that we address the problems and errors that we've made in the first draft, and working on that, because really that is our thing. Well, in between waiting for lotteries and minting, that's a great way to use our time and share our creativity and our passion. I was definitely coping with RH pumping a ton of money into something that wasn't the core tokens I was hoping for. But the truth is, I'm happy for everyone that's making some money, and I really want we'll see where this economic energy goes. I don't see it staying in most. I don't see it staying in pump long term. Like it might stay there, but I see it. Money's got to go somewhere. People take profits. Markets go up, markets go down. And so I think we're just going to have to be a little more patient. We've been patient. We've been very patient as a community. Our patients are stellar. They're insane. Our patients are absolutely insane. But I believe we'll be rewarded. I believe Pulse Chain is where things are moving. We are like years ahead of other people when it comes to code, tokenomics, liquidity providing, understanding how markets work, thanks to RH and Sloth and Randy Holarski and Rex to Riches, Crypto Coffee, all these people that have sat and break down Access Alive. We have just really, really great teachers in this space. And so just keep rocking. I checking dark again before we take off. Let's see here. That's dark on Pulse. Let me go back to USD price. Yeah, we're sitting at 1252. 1252. We might, the lowest low that we hit earlier was 1212, I want to say. And people are literally buying hundreds of dollars of the token right now, and it's still just like wow. The bots are keeping it at a certain price, but I mean, for $12 hex, it's pretty interesting. I mentioned before that there are two prices in every founder's mind. One price where if the price drops low enough, they're just going to buy the whole supply, and another price where they think price can go. I'm just going to say we're reaching a very interesting place right now in the market where it could definitely go lower, but it seems like we're pretty low compared to where we're at. And as far as I can tell, people are extracting value and they're chasing the tire.pump tokens. And we'll see what happens. I don't know, man. Where do we see the art? That's a great question. Functional Crypto. It is on our Twitter. So if you go to Twitter, I'll share my screen here for you guys real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so if you go to Twitter and then you go to my profile, or I believe we also tagged this one right here. Here's a repost. But if you look at the J3 fuel cell art contest, then I wonder if I type in J3 fuel cell. J3 fuel cell. If I just type in that in the search bar, here it is. So you can search J3 fuel cell. You can also look up mine or the evil addresses or AG Project IO's tag. We're all tagged in here. But type in J3 fuel cell, and you're going to see here's Smo Spiders. There's Zephyr Trips. Here's Chief Ones. This is crazy. 69 hydrogen fuel cells. Okay, so this is not ours, but this is ours. Here's another one from Zephyr Trips. Totally sick. Like and share. And like I said, a couple amazing, beautiful ones. Here we go. So this one right here. This is the one right here. I'm actually going to copy this link, and I'm going to put it in our Telegram right here. In our general Telegram, I'm going to say here's the link to the X post to vote on J3 art contest. Boom. And then I'll do the link right there. So it's in our Telegram, or you can also, like I said, search J3 fuel cells, and we'll have to come up with like an easier search term. But yeah, as you can see, if you click here on this one right here, I've just put them in a thread. So here's some of Red Squirrels, some more of Red Squirrels, some of Chris or Grace right here. And if these ones happen to win with 4, we're just going to have to choose the one that the artist likes the best. But these are some really cool ones from J3 Anti-Gravity. Some sexy stuff from Smo Spider. Triple Alliance is in the mix. Patrick with this beautiful nebula with the he's really been really cool with the logos in it. I like that. Here's Cape Figures. Here's some more Smo Spider. Super sexy. Look at these. But there's 3 retweets, 3 likes. 2 likes, 1 retweet. And if you guys want, we can check out, because you guys posted these originally. But this is the one right here. This is the one that counts. So go here and vote for it. Here's another Smo Spider. Here's another Zephyr Trips. Just sick. Absolutely sick. Zephyr, Smo, Chief One, SYXCJ69 has an actual short movie. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know if we'll just take a screenshot and put it on there with a link to the video, but I don't know if we want to try and put a long video with music on the blockchain, especially. I think this music's probably copyright music, but either way, we'll if it wins, we'll figure it out. If this one wins, this one has some audio, but we'll probably have to decompress it to something very small for the metadata. And yeah. So these are, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And there's actually some more Red Squirrels. So if he wants to add these on here and you want to vote for them, you can add those too as well. I'll add those, but all these finalists are all going to get 1 dark token and 10,000 points just for getting this far. And then again, the winner gets 1,000,000 points and 10 dark tokens. And people have already been putting some crazy cool stuff in our Telegram right here. If you go to submissions for art, like Zephyr Trips is absolutely just going bananas with some of this. So this will probably be entered for J4. So interesting. Look at this evil address.
I'll be stealing from you.
Oh man, and he's got Cape's evil address song on here.
Call Nova, you fool.
Oh my gosh. Get in our Telegram and watch this insanity that's going on yeah, like this one right here, these will probably all be added to J4s, but it's insane. We've got such a cool community. It's ridiculous. So that's that. Stop sharing. So that's where we see the art. Thank you for the question. And let me just unfreeze my cute little face and say goodbye to y'all. Again, I'm going to try to. There's a mastermind group. I'm going to jump on here in a little bit, about an hour or so, and I'll go just say hi to those guys, hang out for a while. But later tonight, if I can, I want to sit down and start organizing all of the reviews for the 20. We have 4 full book reviews now. I think 4. Let's see. We have Patrick, Ted Nelson, CryptoCat 46. Wait a minute. We might only have 3. So pretty soon we're not going to accept people claiming chapter 1, 2, and 3 because they've been done the most. But we'll let people continue to claim the other chapters and get, you get 1 dark for every 10 chapters you review, plus you get 1,000 or 10,000 per chapter of the collective points. So either way, you're going to get rewarded for helping us build this interesting story and backbone narrative of our ecosystem. And then before you know it, we'll have an audiobook out, and then people will probably be using AI to, hey, there you go, Functional Crypto just jumped in our Telegram. Good. Yeah, pretty soon we should be seeing videos, which will be a totally mess, like crazy things using AI to like make a video version of the story, which is going to capture a lot more people's attention. So I love you guys. Dark's all the way down to 1266. I'm telling you, like this is a gift and a curse. We'll just say this is a gift and a curse, y'all. Everything is just in free fall. Who knows where it'll stop and bounce? But for now, everyone is just completely FOMOing and aping into Tired Out Pump. So if you've caught those waves, I'm happy for you. If you want to go on there and make some meme coins, knock yourself out. I hope you make $1 trillion. I hope we all make $1 trillion off of Tired Out Pump. I just and hopefully the liquidity webs and Hart's Law will work in all of our favors here pretty soon. In fact, let me just see what is Solid X at? If ours is dropping that fast, my guess is that Solid X is also dropping. And here's the deal: again, liquidity is nice to have right now. Solid X against the Solid X wrap pulse pair has 275K in liquidity, and it is all the way down to 1048, 1084. So that's the 15-minute chart. So the daily chart. Yeah, it's down, Charlie Brown. it's been bananas. This market is bananas. Solid X under $11. Yeah, looks awesome. Have a good one. You too. Thanks for joining us. Like I said, and where was it? It is now. Great to see a bunch of you guys again. It's been a fun cold stream. I love hanging out with you guys. I don't know what's going to happen in crypto. I've been wrong in the past on a lot of my guesses and things about crypto. And again, like if you were waiting for me to tell you about the pump and the meme coins, it totally took me by surprise on a lot of people. So that being said, degen at your own risk, yeah, we'll see where this goes for sure. And I might be streaming tonight about the book. I might be streaming late if I get a wild hair and talk about that really cool warning about beware of whores. Very funny, good comedic material there. but we'll just keep going. Vote on those. Go to Coin Market League. Vote on that. Come hang out in our Telegram. Ask us anything you want, and we'll just keep building. We'll keep building, and we'll keep growing, one person at a time if we need to. And yeah, we're going to create the best. Well, I think we're already the best community in crypto, hands down. I really do. Us and our sub communities that we're networked with. So thank you for being a part of our awesome little community here. DJing at your own risk. I hope you guys all make $1 trillion. I hope we all have enough to charter our own private jets to the next no permissions conference. And we'll almost always have the link out there for you guys to join too, especially when we do the roundtable about the book. That'll be really cool to have some of those people that have been reviewing come on stream or even in the comments, like working this out and building it together. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow or later tonight.